What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So Indiana Jones and the Great Circle got a very large patch a couple of days ago, and this brought FSR, DLSS4, XESS, and all that to the game. But for me, it's been a really buggy, frustrating experience trying to get this to work on all of these different handheld devices. Now, again, this is their big update 3 that's live now, and it does bring a lot of great features, including, like I said, FSR 3 and frame generation, along with Intel XESS and all of that, plus a ton of bug fixes and other things. So if you want to go check out the notes for that, you can. There's a lot going on to fix up some things in the game. But for me now, I was testing this game the day before the patch and getting ready for some more comparisons with things like the Steam Deck, the Legion Go S, and all of that. Well, now I'm not able to get the game to work at all on those devices. Even with the hotfix that came out, which did fix the crashing for me on deck, I can't get past the black screen issue no matter what. I even went as far as to factory reset my deck, reinstall the game, tried all kinds of different fixes and things, and can't get past this spot right here once we're loading in just black screen. So that's been a major issue for me on that. Spent a lot of time. The Legion Go S is experiencing the exact same issue for me as the Steam Deck. No matter what I do, Steam version, Game Pass version, whatever, it's a black screen after that load in. On the MSI Claw, I was pretty excited when I first got in because this game runs pretty well on the Claw, way better than any of the other devices I've tried it on. It just, the GPU does well with this game, but now with XESS in here, it does even better. The upscaling looks better, performance is better. It just overall, the game is running much better on the Claw, and it was already running really well on the Claw. So I was excited to see that, but FSR is missing, and I've never seen that blocked out on a device, but it's also missing on Steam Decks and other devices for people I've talked to, friends that have those. So I think there's also a bug going on there. So I couldn't test any of that with the Claw either. But XESS definitely makes a difference. As a matter of fact, we almost get the same performance here with no frame gen as we do on the Z1 Extreme here with frame gen, which you'll see later. But if I load into other areas of the game anywhere else that isn't that beginning area, for whatever reason, I lose all performance. The GPU clock tanks, the usage goes way down, and I can never get the performance to come back. The TDP is still being used up, the power is still being drawn, but the game will never like kick back in and use what it's supposed to and perform the way it's supposed to at any map or any point in the game that I go to. Only in the very beginning, first stage, does it work properly. And I was just playing through this game on this device before the update just fine with great performance. So again, another broken device. It's 3 devices with issues with this. Now, the 2 Z1 Extreme devices, the Ally X and the Legion Go, pretty good. I am experiencing some weird bugs. I've had some crashes, and my overlay gets broken a lot, which I've never had happen in a game before, especially like using frame gen. My overlay is usually really great for that, but not in this. Anytime on these 2 devices, the Ally X or Legion Go, if I am trying to use frame gen or anything, my overlay does have issues. And again, I just never have trouble with that. It's something that I always make sure is working properly. It does read the frame rate properly, but it's got some glitching and stuff like that. And like, so I just wound up getting rid of my overlay using the built-in overlay, and it was fine. It would show me the right frame rate. It wasn't really glitching out or giving me any problems or affecting anything. So I was able to do that. Other than that, a couple of crashes. It's been running great though. FSR looks much better, is running better than what we had happening before with the scaling. Just like XESS on the Claw, it lends itself well to the AMD hardware, and the frame generation makes a big difference. I really like in-game frame generation, and you can get up to 60 FPS or more sometimes very easily now here, which is nice. It feels pretty good. There's always going to be some more input latency, but at least on this device, I can go on any map or anywhere in the story, and it performs the way it should, unlike the broken stuff we're getting on the Claw. And I'm not blaming any of the devices. I'm definitely blaming the game, because I was playing this game on all the devices getting ready for a major comparison and some review stuff when this patch came out, and I was excited because I could record everything with all these new features, but that's just not the case because this patch has broken it on so many devices. It's really only the Ally X here and my Legion Go that I can properly run it. I just can't use my overlay, which is a first time ever. But yeah, performance here though, we'll jump over to Legion Go. Same thing, we have FSR as an option in here now. We can use frame generation, looks better, upscales better, performs a little better, and we now have that ability for frame gen. So it gives us similar performance to what we're getting over on the Ally X, which is just much better. Instead of being 32 to 37 FPS here, we're usually in the 50s or 60s. Again, there's a little bit more input latency, but with this game, it's not that big of a deal. It's single player. Campaign, everything in this game feels fine with a little bit more latency. It's not a big deal. It looks pretty good though here, but either way, Even if you don't use frame gen, it's performing pretty well too, just having the FSR option, which is nice. And again, just like the Ally X, I can go to any level, any stage, anywhere in the game and get proper performance. Legion Go S, it won't launch at all. Steam Deck, it won't launch at all. My Claw, it is now broke on as well, and I can't get proper performance anywhere but the first stage. So while this is pretty cool for these two devices and probably most Z1 Extremes out there, it has not been good for me on any of the other devices. And I know that's not going to be everybody's experience, but I figured instead of canceling this video altogether, I would at least just show you my experience on all these devices, explain what's happening, and when all this gets fixed up, hopefully in another patch or driver updates or whatever happens, I'll try to get back in and recover this and check out performance elsewhere. But for me right now, the Z1 Extremes, this is great. It's performing better than it ever did. Looks great. XESS looks great on the Claw, but I can't get anything to work properly past that first level. And the Go S and Steam Deck, I can't get past the black screen. But anyways, guys, thanks a lot for coming and check out the video. As always, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.